All right, now I get the huge pleasure to welcome your keynote speaker, Rachel Hale, who's another DI alum in the lineup here. Rachel is a top 20 finalist on American Idol. She's a TV chef. She's an award-winning songwriter. She collaborates with folks like Peter Frampton, who maybe only old people like me recognize, but that's also super cool. The list goes on and on, and I was like looking up her bio, and then I started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get over here. So I'm just gonna wrap up and introduce Rachel the way she asked me, which is to say she sings and cooks. So welcome, Rachel.
Good evening, Global Final graduates. I'm so excited. I am so happy to be here tonight. To every student, parent, team member, team manager, volunteer, and dreamer in this room, what an honor it is to stand before the extraordinary community of Destination Imagination. Give yourselves another round of applause. Years ago, I competed at Global Finals, and I think we might have a picture. There I am, cardboard and all. It was such a fun time. And I remember feeling all of the nerves, the anticipation. I was covered in glitter, glue, and duct tape, as many of us are tonight. And I remember thinking, this place feels different, because it is. I am from a town of 3,500 people in Southwest Arkansas. We have 2 stoplights. We got our second one when I was about 18 years old. And my town is 15 miles from a Walmart and 45 minutes from the nearest mall. So I am really from a very small town, and when I was in elementary school, I carried a dream to reach people through music. But not everyone in my hometown believed in that dream. I remember being ridiculed for it. Classmates questioned whether I would ever succeed, and some even mocked my voice. And when you're that young, those words can stay with you, but Destination Imagination gave me something I couldn't find anywhere else. An outlet, a place to grow, a place to experiment and fail and rise again. When I felt out of place, Destination Imagination gave me a space not only to create, to dream, to sing, but to belong. Destination Imagination taught me how to think when there wasn't a clear solution, how to lead when things unraveled, how to collaborate with people who viewed the world differently than I did, how to fail and still find the courage to begin again. And those lessons didn't stay at Global Finals. They shaped every chapter that followed. Because of this foundation, I became a top 20 female finalist on American Idol. I became a Dove Award-winning songwriter. And one of the most unexpected things that I have ever created didn't begin on a stage, it actually began in my kitchen. During the pandemic, I lost out on a role for a TV show. And I was stuck at home like so many of us during a stay-at-home order. And honestly, I had no idea what was gonna come next because music was shut down for everyone. There was no touring, nothing, you know? And I decided I would do something a little unexpected. I started a cooking show as a joke. And somehow it evolved into a business. It's called Hale's Kitchen. It's a pun on my last name and a spin on Gordon Ramsay's Hale's Kitchen. And I did my first episode, and then in the middle of the pandemic, companies started sending me food to my doors, and people started tuning into my social media, and now I have celebrity guests joining me in my kitchen. And I remember thinking, when that began, this is what it means to think outside of the box. Not having all the answers, not waiting for the perfect opportunity, but choosing to create anyway. Taking what you have, where you are, and daring to build something meaningful from it. That's what Destination Imagination teaches you to do. The future is in your hands. So right now, I want you to just take a moment and look at your hand. Everyone, actually all of you, look at your hand, because this is true for everyone. If you have been a part of this program, this is true for you as well. Do you see your fingerprint? Do you see it? Can y'all see it? It's unlike anyone that has ever lived or will ever live. Okay? That's amazing. Actually, let's just take a second. I want you all to raise your fingerprint or your hand in the air, and I just want you to say, I have a fingerprint. Okay, let's do it one more time, a little bit louder. I have a fingerprint. That's right. You are unique, created with intention, and designed to leave your mark on the world. And in a world that is constantly shifting, with technology advancing, with AI expanding, with everything accelerating faster than ever, your voice, your ideas, the way you think, that matters more now than ever before. Because no algorithm can replace your imagination. No machine can replicate your unique perspective. And no matter how advanced this world becomes, there will never be another you. So the question isn't if you will make an impact. It's what kind of impact you will make. Will you choose courage when it's easier to play it safe? Will you persevere when something doesn't work the first time? And will you use your creativity not just to achieve, but to uplift? Because what you're learning here, it matters. The ideas you're dreaming up, the risks you're taking, the confidence you're building, these are not just competition skills, they are life skills. And I can promise you this, the world does not need you to imitate anyone else. It needs you to fully become who you were created to be. So dream boldly, take the risk, step onto the stage, share the idea, sing the song, even if your voice trembles. Because one day, you might look back and realize that the very thing that made you feel different was actually the thing that made you unforgettable. And the even better part, y'all, is your best days are still ahead. So let's raise our hands together, and I want us to say this one last time on the count of three. We're going to say, I have a fingerprint, as loud as we possibly can. I want everyone in the room to raise their hand, and I want you to say it with me on the count of three, as loud as we can in DI fashion. 1, 2, 3. I have a fingerprint! I cannot wait to see the mark you leave on this world. Congratulations, class of 2026!